Hey guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wild Survival. How many of you guys watch the TV show called Alone? How many of you people who do watch Alone, how many of you guys, I can't remember exactly which season it was, but they did Alone, Lost and Found, where it was like teams of two. And one of the guys who was making his way to his buddy or brother or whatever, he was having a heck of a time drudging through these plants that I think he called hobble bush. It's also called witch hobble. And when he was talking about that, I thought, well, it's probably around the time of year where that's a double-edged sword, because hobblebush, or witch hobble, has edible fruits on it, and they are typically coming in, ripening in the early to mid-fall, basically, or late summer, which in my area right now it is. If those fruits were available to him, and maybe he didn't even know that witch hobble has edible fruits on it, it really would have helped him out with the calories and the energy that he would have needed to get to his buddy, his partner, his brother, whoever it was. I can't honestly remember. It's been a few years now. But right beside me here is the hobble tree, hobble bush, or witch hobble, and it's got fruits on it because it's that kind of time of year. So let's bring you guys in and show you what you're looking for when you're on the hunt for witch hobble. So here we have two berries that are ripe and ready to be eaten, and a bunch of berries that are not quite ready yet, but they're close. Now, these bushes will typically have clusters of white flowers in the spring and early summer. And eventually, you know, they turn into the fruits and ripen up over the course of the year. So that's basically what you're looking for in the early spring when you're trying to maybe locate where this food source might be. Now, the leaf is, you know what, I'll just pull one off. It's not really going to hurt the tree. Okay, so it's vaguely heart-shaped, and it's very, very, very finely serrated. I can't tell if that is focusing or not. I hope it is. But now, these trees don't, well, they're not really trees, they're bushes. They don't typically grow all that high. 6-7 feet. Some of them are bushier than others, but they're not a very, very bushy kind of plant either. So I'm 6 feet tall, and this, okay, I'm 6 feet tall, and you know, this bush is pretty much right around the same height as me. Now, like I say, it's got the two ripe berries over here, or fruits, or whatever. There's actually a whole bunch of them right here as well. And they typically don't really grow alone. They're not they don't grow solitary like this one seems to be. And that's why they're called hobble bush, because they tend to grow in thick bunches, and when you're trying to walk through them, they kind of tangle up and grab at you, and it's just a miserable experience to try to get through one. So I mean, I really feel for the guy on a loan that was, had to hike through these things. But there's a little one over there. There's a couple of little ones back over here, but for the most part, there's not really any other witch hobble growing around here. So very oddly, this is just sort of on its own, which is great for filming. I'm happy for that. So I'm just gonna grab the ripe berries. Which are nice and dark. And they're really, really soft and squishy too, so you gotta and I do mean they're very, very soft and squishy. And they have a pit in the center there. So you gotta be mindful. You can't just pick a handful like a lot of other berries and just eat them down, because you chip a tooth on these pits. Now the not so ripe ones are, at this stage, are actually quite firm. And they're a wee bit bitter, very slightly astringent, almost like a choke cherry, but not near as bad. It's just slightly noticeable. I've never actually eaten one that wasn't fully ripe. They're not that bad. When they're not quite ripe yet, they're not that bad. But I don't want to push my luck, because I do know that a lot of fruits, eating them when they're not fully ripe, will cause like stomach aches and whatnot, a lot of stomach upset. And there are certain edible fruits that are actually toxic until they become ripe. I'm not aware of such properties of the witch hobble. I just know that the black fruits, or really, really dark fruits, are super, super soft. I mean, you don't even have to chew them. You just squish them with your tongue. And they have like a baby food kind of texture. And they taste very mildly like dates with a bit of a raisin kind of flavor. They're like a cross between raisin and dates, but they have like this applesauce or baby food kind of texture to them. So the skin of the fruit is just barely holding it together. It really is pits. So, you see just how squishy and mucky they are. And they're dark all the way through. And just a single pit, very much like a cherry. But, pardon my fingers. They're They're mildly flavored though. I would say they're very, very tasty, but they're probably like a 3 or a 4 out of 10 on the strong flavor scale. They're very, very mildly flavored, and they're so mushy and, you know, kind of almost dry. Eating them kind of makes you thirsty. Get the thirst out with a not ripe one that's just a little bit astringent. Get rid of that that dry mouth kind of thing. So yeah, holy jumpings. 1 second. Okay, so same tree, just different branch. I didn't notice these ones because they were kind of turned like away from me. I would love to pick a bunch of these and take them back to camp, but I don't have you know, a container that I can transport these things in because they're just so soft and mushy. If I try to put them in a bag, they'll just squish right down to mush. So I'm going to leave these for the bears and the squirrels and the birds of the area. I've had a nice little taste of them. But as you can see, you can get quite a bit of them off of one bush. And they do typically grow in, you know, large clusters, full fields of them typically. So usually when you find some, you can get yourself a pretty good feed all at once. So that's everything we have for you guys today as far as the witch hobble or hobble bush is concerned. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I know I sure did. Always a nice little treat. Find that in the woods. We will see you guys in the next video, though. Until then, stay wild.